Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jarek Bryan Show. My name is Jarek, and we have a wonderful guest on today. We have Narek from Block Social. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing well, brother. Thank you for having us on.
Man, I appreciate you guys coming on, man. But before we kind of get into Blocked and everything like that, I mean, kind of tell me what was your journey into Web3 and all of this and journey to Polygon.
Oh man, 2022 is when I really took the leap to being in the ecosystem myself. I've always just worked as an IT specialist. I was actually working a remote job, very comfortable job, but like the 8 to 5. But I started getting more and more into like the investing part. This was late 2021, early 2022. I was doing a lot of passive income projects, and I was making pretty good money before the bubble actually kind of went to hell. So,
Hmm.
but I really wanted to just be full time Web3. I wasn't a developer. I wasn't any. I was just an investor that was supposedly making the dream come true. So in February 2022, I took the leap. I quit that job. I dived headfirst. I wanted to do my own passive income project. We launched one on the Binance chain in March 2022. We survived a lot of ups and downs. The project was alive for like a whole year, actually about 14 months. And very recently it went down. So there just wasn't volume. There wasn't much you could do, but it provided a lot of lessons for me, just in the space in general. During that process of getting the contract just done for us, we got scammed 2 different times on the Web3 side, and then we got scammed for a website as well. So we lost about $15,000 just out of pocket, just to start the project. And in that process, it was like, man, what is it that's so difficult about this that I can't learn? So right after we launched our project, I picked up a course on a blockchain council, just Solidity beginning to master course. And in 30 days, I became a certified developer. I took the course, I got certified. I took the test. And then I started just dabbling in more and more into the actual coding aspect of it. I helped a couple friends just redeploy some contracts that had some errors in it. It was a lot of practice for me. But I really wanted to do just something different. So after we launched that project, I'm a hardware person. I was a 25 Bravo in the military, computer system analyst. I did a lot with hardware in general, fixing phones, just laptops, PCs, Macs, anything electronic. I love to fix. I love to take it apart, put it back together. And after we started our passive income project, I had this idea, and this was before like Bitcoin ATMs were everywhere. Now you see them at every gas station. But I wanted to create like my own, so I started a company, called it CTC, cash to crypto or crypto to cash, either way. And it was just an ATM that we modified ourselves, wrote the program in Python, where the ATM interacts with centralized exchanges. So you can swap your Bitcoin and you can get cash out immediately. Immediately, as in it took 5 minutes. You still had to wait on the blockchain to confirm things. But we got it working, and it was mind blowing. We went to Silicon Valley blockchain convention in October 2022. Just a whole crazy experience. It was the first time me going to a convention, an expo. We had our booth. We had so many people lining up and just testing the product, and it was like at that moment I knew like this is where I want to be, regardless if this works or not. Like this is the space, this is the environment that I want to flourish in. So 2 months after we had that project had very little success. I learned a lot of tough lessons, expensive lessons, just doing these projects. But it really set the groundwork for me to start Blocked. It was a month after that expo, month and a half, when Elon was purchasing Twitter. When he had just bought Twitter. I had a crazy idea, like, man, I know there's other decentralized social platforms, but Elon is about to do something with Twitter that no one will probably think of. It's going to be so Web3. And it only took me a couple of days to realize that if he was to add too much of Web3 to Twitter, it was going to be a wrap. He was going to lose most of his clients, most of his just users in general, because it's not that adopted yet. So I was like, man, I learned Solidity throughout my process of starting two other companies that ended up failing. I met a lot of great developers as well. A lot of people that I would ask for advice when it comes to code, just learning from these people. And I reached out to one person. He's a backend developer. He's actually the COO of Blocked. His name is Faisal. And I just told him my idea, this crazy idea I had in the middle of the night, where I'm just writing the code from start to finish on how this product will work, how we're going to add value to the space. And I just called him the next day and I said, man, I got this crazy idea. We don't have any money. We don't have anything, but we have the skills to create it. And after I just told him like the plan from start to finish, he was just like, okay, let's do it. And that's what really started like our journey. It's been 11 months almost since we started, from just the idea of it to getting to the table to recruiting a few other people to getting it developed in like 2.5 months of just nonstop us grinding, getting it done. We went on 4 different trips. We went to Dubai twice. We were attending expos. We were meeting like government officials. It was like really crazy at the beginning of this year, like in January. We went to Barcelona for the European Blockchain Expo. I spoke at the panel up there, the Metaverse panel. It was an amazing time. We went to Cyprus. That's where we opened up the headquarters for this. We didn't want to have it in America simply because of just all the just the non-regulations. You get in trouble because they don't have their rules, right? So we didn't want that to be an issue. So we opened it up in Cyprus. It's the country with the most regulated laws in crypto in Europe, but it's also very like investment forward. That country is really building on the foundation of blockchain. Almost all their universities have like some kind of program for blockchain as well, and not just like a couple classes. I'm talking about like a bachelor's degree, a master's degree. So we're like, this is probably the perfect spot to open up our headquarters. Open that up, man, and we launched the platform literally a month and a half later, the MVP that you see today. But since the launch, we've done so much. We launched a product. How do we get users? Okay, it took us 30 days to get 100 users. What are we doing wrong? Okay, we don't have a community. How can we build a community? And that's when since we already had launched on Polygon, it was easy for us to be like, well, we could have our own NFT as well on Polygon to build a community built around what we have as a vision, a mission, and our goals. And, that's what we've been doing ever since. So we have our mint. We're very utility focused. That's really hard to find, I think, in this space. Everything that we do is based on the utility and the value that it provides to the space, to the users, to people that are here still, and even to the people that aren't even here yet. So it takes a lot of planning and a lot of thought to really get every aspect of the platform built, but everything has a purpose. So, and in the bear market, it works completely in our favor because there isn't green candles to excite people. It's actually, what are you building that's going to excite your community or even other communities? So, a lot of people complain about the bear market. Yeah, it makes the minting a lot longer of a process, but nothing good came overnight. So I'm really pleased on how far we've come this year alone, with just the very little amount of resources that we've had this entire year. So it's a great journey, man. I'm sorry I went on a tangent, but
no, man, this is great. This is exactly what we want. We want to know more about you. But before we get into Block Social, like, what is decentralized social media? So for people out there that are like wondering what that is.
Yeah. So decentralized social media, if I were to explain it just in very layman's terms, it's having a social experience similar to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these things that you're very accustomed to, but without having to worry about your data being leaked, there being data breaches, these companies selling your data, and not just selling it, but you're not getting a cut of it when they do. That's also a solution that we're building towards in the future. But also a way where a place where you can't get censored. That's a very gray line. I'll tell you that. how do you create a platform where you don't censor it, but you also don't have people coming and posting just outlandish things, right? So our solution to that is in part with the NFTs. So the NFTs bring governance to the platform and a piece of the revenue share. So once the mobile app is out, the NFTs won't just be just our PFPs and our way of growing a community, but if you hold at least 25, you'll have voting rights on the platform. And there's always going to be things to vote for on the platform, content moderation being one of them. You know, even though there's no centralizing figure, you still want to have some sort of consensus if things were to go sideways that you can act upon. So, you know, like I said, very utility based. But we know that the space requires art too. You know, people have reached out to us and said, we don't like your art, we don't support you for that. And that's okay. You know, that's a very easy fix for us. There's so many people that we partner with and collaborate with in the space. They're very happy to come and do the art for us, you know, so that we can focus on the things that actually add value to the space. So, and we hear all the feedback. That's our most favorite part of all of this. How can we deliver something, fail at it, but then build it to what the people actually want? So it's really an exciting space to be in right now.
Yeah, no, and yeah, that's great. And just so for my audience here, they're wondering what decentralized social media is. That was a great way of putting it. So this is where kind of like Block Social comes in. Like, what is like Block Social?
Yeah, so Block is a social media hub, but it's not just for social aspects. So it's starting. This is where the platform starts. So from just the beginning, there's no username or password. Okay, so you mint a soulbound NFT, and what that just means is you're essentially minting the key. You're purchasing the key. Just in most layman's terms, you're purchasing the key to be able to get in. Instead of having to pay $8 a month for like Twitter verification or like the Facebook or Instagram one, a monthly subscription fee just to verify you're a real person, we have a small paywall up front, and that's primarily to keep the bots out and scammers, right? These accounts that bots and fake accounts use, they're created for free. They're created by the thousands at a time. Very, very simple and easy to get. So many created in such a small time and do a lot of damage all at once. You know, that's one of the primary things that we're solving here is this is a bot-free environment, especially for the time being. So you essentially purchase the key. This is how you even are able to see or log into the platform at all. It is soulbound. So what that means is the NFT can never be transferred out of your wallet. It can never be stolen. So even if your wallet was to get compromised and people were to send your assets out of your wallet, as long as you still can log into that wallet, your account will always be there. So they can never send like your account to a different wallet and access it from there. That's not possible. So that's where it starts. All of your data is saved right on your NFT as metadata. We do not save any of your data. The only data that we have accessible, period, in the backend is the wallet address and this email address were connected to create this account. That's it. So that is one KYC aspect that we do take. It's just an email address. So boom, you created your account. Now you're in. What can you do? There's a social feed, much like all the other social platforms that are being used to interact, engage with the people that you follow, and even that you don't follow. One major difference between our platform and other platforms is we have no algorithm. That's by design, especially in the beginning. We want the feel of the platform to feel very organic. And surprisingly, the more organic it is, the more engagement you actually get. Because there's no algorithm determining who gets to see your posts. Everyone sees it. So that prompts engagement right there and then. But when you jump into like, what else is there to do on the platform? I like to say like, what isn't there to do? And I will just read some of the things that the platform either has right now or is coming in the next couple months.
Oh yeah.
So the biggest one that we have right now are the guilds. Our guilds you can see as a Discord, all right, but it's imagine every Discord server just in one place that everyone can see. Um, and you can either have them public or you can have them token gated. If it's a public guild, anyone and everyone can hop in to the guild and engage, communicate, everything. There's no rules there. With the token gated guild, let's say I want to create a special private room just for the rec dogs. I love Manny, so I'm gonna shout him out. Rec dogs. All right.
I don't know,
So
Manny.
yeah, shout out Manny. So I create the tag for the room. Rec dogs official. I put that it's private. And then there's a couple differences between the public and private. So on the private, you'll also put the contract address of the requirement. So in this case, I want the users to hold one rec dogs NFT. It doesn't matter which one, just one rec dogs. So you put in the contracts of the rec dogs, you put in the quantity of just one, and then you click mint. When you click mint, it creates the token gated guild for you. It's minted in your wallet. So even as developers, we can't come in, we can't do anything to the chat room, tamper with it or censor it. It's in your wallet. And anyone looking to join has to meet that requirement of holding at least one rec dog to be able to enter. So that's accessible right now on the platform. And what that aims to, I don't want to say replace, but effectively it will replace for Web3 users is Discord and having like 5 or 6 different third-party applications to help you create this Web3 environment. So right now, Discord, you have to have Collabland, you have to have Matrica, you have to have Vulcan, you have to have Guild XYZ, Subber. You have to have all these things to accommodate just for a few things that are just Web3 only. All those are going to be accessible from the guilds, right? So accommodate and consolidate people's time. You can do all of that in one place, blocked. And that's what's accessible right now. We have voice and video chats releasing very soon. That's going to be really exciting. Any call anywhere in the world for free, as long as the other person does have a blocked account. No VPN, no prior phone number needed. So, some of the things like Telegram or WhatsApp, you have to have a phone number before you can create it. You have to either put in like an email. You don't have to put anything. And the cool part is we're designing this so that state-regulated voice IP, like filtering, isn't affected by it. So if I were to go to Dubai right now and I wanted to give you a call, I couldn't use WhatsApp, I can't use Telegram, I can't use Snapchat, and I can't use Facebook calling because they have those regulated. They have them blocked for the whole state. But this bypasses that for a couple reasons. We're using decentralized tools that aren't detected yet since they're newer. There may come a time in the future where they ban that entire protocol, but then all we have to do is replace the current one we're using with a newer version or a different protocol that does the same thing. And even in China, you don't have to worry about it being blocked by anybody. So that's really, really cool. And it helps the adoption aspect of Web3 because you have to have an NFT to get on the platform. And right now, the way we're making sure that we spread the love just to get feedback and users to the platform. We're giving them out for free to entire communities. We started with the crypto crew. We airdrop their entire community. They come to the platform, give us feedback. What is it that we're doing that you love? What is it that we're doing that you hate? What can we fix quickly? What can we fix? It might take some time. That feedback is very important. A lot of projects don't get that feedback. So, I think we're very fortunate to have access to that. Another thing that's really big for the space is having a way to trade NFTs with one another, but not in a limited fashion. And what I mean by that is if you were to go to OpenSea and I wanted to trade with you, and they just released this, I can trade one of my NFTs for one of your NFTs, just pay the gas fee. It'll put it in escrow and it'll swap it. But what I haven't envisioned is we call it block swap, but effectively I can trade 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 NFTs if I like from my wallet, choose a couple from your wallet that I absolutely love, send you the offer. Hey, you got an offer for your NFTs. Take a look. You click it, takes you to the app, And it's like, this person has offered to trade you these NFTs plus this much Matic or this much Ethereum for these NFTs. Do you accept? If you like the offer, you can accept it. If you don't like it, you don't have to accept it. You can reject it. It's just not a standard marketplace. It's kind of just thinking outside the box on what can a user use immediately? How can you add value to a user just from the jump? And having a free tool like that, I think, is going to be really, really, really cool for the space. Block Talk. This is the one I'm like super excited about, because you see this in spaces all the time. You see spaces get rugged all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How do we have a system for that? So we have Block Talk coming out. Block Talk. It's going to work in a very similar fashion to Twitter Spaces. Couple key differences. Hosts will be able to change their voice if they like. I think that's needed for a Web3 / anonymous space, if you like. Adding tracks to directly, like queuing a track to play, I think is also a really cool part of it, simply because you don't have to have a second device to play. Like right now on Spaces, that's how it is. Yep. You have a second device playing a song, whatever. You can have that directly integrated. The hand system. Imagine the Twitter Spaces hand system, but it has a number on it, meaning like this person was first, this was second, third, fourth to raise it. Now you can just go down the line instead of having to hop over somebody you didn't notice their hand was up. So I think it's just another, ease of life kind of thing that we're adding. And then, imagine doing a Twitter Space, putting a giveaway that posts just right in that room. Everyone in the space can just click right there to enter the giveaway. Since your wallet's already connected, the giveaway happens, it announces it automatically on the whole platform, and it automatically sends you the giveaway. So it's a lot of things that we can definitely benefit from in the long run, by just seeing what these problems are and addressing them. And then the rugging issue. So I'm not sure if you're a gamer, man, but yeah. So anything from, for me, for World of Warcraft, RuneScape, StarCraft, we got Call of Duty, everything. Okay. Call of Duty solved this issue in 2012 or 2011 when the host was getting kicked or had an awful connection. It immediately gave the next best person that had a better connection, they gave them the lead. So it didn't rug the entire match, right? So imagine adding that concept to Block Talk. So if somebody was to get rugged, it wouldn't rug the entire space. It would just give either the co-host the leader, and they host it from then on, or we can have it server hosted. There's a couple different things that we can do to solve that issue. And once we do, man, it's, I think it's going to be a real game changer for the space. Oh
no, 100%. That's exactly what's needed, because like constantly, like, what if the host gets rugged, man, and like that's it, the space is done. And the hand system too, as well, as we're trying to keep things uniform in some of the like spaces, that's 100% like needed. But as far as like like Block Talk, you mentioned like video would be possibly coming to Block Talk.
Yeah, exactly.
And which also, like, would you be like is there going to be way for like people to earn like kind of like income off of like Block Talk? Like, you're going to be able to tip or anything like that?
Yeah, so that actually just falls in with another segment that we have. So with Block Talk, if you were to turn your video on, which the host can do that, it turns it into like a podcast format, which I think is going to be really cool as we dive more into that. How do we make more of a podcast environment for people? And tipping is a 100% thing that's coming, simply because of our partnership that we have with LivePeer. We're going to bring decentralized live streaming to the platform, and it's going to have its own tipping structure. The way the tipping will work, you just have to follow with me. All right, so I want to tip you, let's say $5, right? Everything is going to be in fiat, though. I mean, in crypto, no fiat on the platform. I want to tip you $5. So you would be able to put your Matic in a pool, okay? And you get the amount of tokens that you put in for, right? So I put in $5 worth of Matic, I get 5 block tokens. All right, now I can just tip with these. Now, when I tip somebody with them, they then take their tip that they got, and they just trade it for the Matic that was put in to get it. right? Those get burned, so they're no longer redeemable, and they got the amount out of it directly from the pool. So at no point are there any block tokens that can't be redeemed. It's literally just how USDT works for the most part. You put in the money, take it out, you tip it. They then put those tokens back in and get the money that was put in. And it keeps it in a completely crypto fashion. There's no fiat involved in any of those exchanges. So I think it's really unique to be able to build upon this. I'm sure there's others that are doing very similar systems, but one thing is we don't look at what others are doing and try to copy them. We look at what others have done, where they failed, so that we can mitigate a lot of the problems that they've had, right? Like, how do we learn from the people that have failed before having our own trials by ourselves? And that's really the whole concept here is how can we fail confidently and then come back and build some crazy stuff, right? And all of these things that we're looking to add it's not just, we can't come up with all the ideas. We can definitely build everything. But this is the beauty of having a community. Hey, like the number system that I was talking about on Block Talk, that was suggested to us. Adding the video aspect, that was suggested to us. And it's people that are in the spaces with us right now, seeing these exact problems or issues that are speaking out. And we're all ears. We're gonna have so much fun building all of this. And doing it not so that money is the primary focus. No, we will make money. Don't get me wrong. Making money is a beautiful thing. I love making money. But first, we need to add value to people. Then we can start integrating ways or an effective business model. We already have it ready, right? We need to just make sure that the foundation is good. People want to be here. Then we can monetize it.
No, that's great. And I love the fact that you guys are kind of like solving like that kind of like problem. And I definitely would like a space to where like it can kind of have like kind of like Twitter, like wish like Twitter I could kind of, well, they're kind of doing it, but I don't know exactly how that's going to kind of be with what they're going to do with X. I'm sorry, X. I gotta get used to that. X. Yeah. Sorry, X. How they're going to kind of do. I really wish that I can kind of like do it all in one. You know what I mean? Like a Twitter space where I could also like kind of turn it into a podcast. I think that would be like, pretty cool, and have like a whole bunch of guests on, and we can kind of like sit around and kind of, just kind of like, throw ideas off each other's heads, or, things like that. But also too, the whole swap thing, I think that's something that's desperately needed too as well. I don't think we had that here in Polygon. I know Cardano has it, but I don't think we have like that P2P like trading just yet. So when do you think that will kind of like roll out?
So we want to get the trade, like just the block swap out before the mobile app. So right now, mobile app is scheduled to come out Q4 of this year.
Ooh.
We're hustlers, man. All we do is just work on our product. So Q4, but the block swap is going to come out before that. So it's going to come out within the next, I want to say 45 days. Right now we're this close to releasing the voice and video calls. They're already live on our beta servers, and we have people testing them. There's a host of issues that we're working with right now to make sure that it works properly before it goes to live. So once that's done, that's our next thing, is creating the swap. And we already have the smart contracts built. So it's just effectively building a backend to match what the smart contracts are going to do, kind of like the escrow. It holds the NFTs, but also doing like cross-chain swaps and stuff. So I don't think it's going to take too long to really get that out. Like I said, about 45 days is our ETA for getting the block swap out.
Oh yeah, and you mentioned a mobile app. Like, go ahead and kind of elaborate more on what exactly that kind of like the mobile app's going to have, or if you could kind of just go into that.
Yeah. So right now, Blocked is live at blocked.app. There's a lot of limitations on it, simply because it's a web app. So you have to be you have to be on the desktop or the browser. You have to be logged in on the wallet and online right now to get a lot of the notifications, to get a lot of the other features that are coming out. So if you're not on the platform right now and I give you a call, you're not going to get a notification, because it's not a mobile application where it can just receive the signal and do its notification to let you know that there's something going on. It happens if we're both on right now, but it doesn't happen otherwise. So the mobile app is going to make it just 99% more convenient to use without having to think, oh, I need to go to block.app. Right now, if you're using Twitter or X, it's very simple. We're very much used to going to the platform. Most of us grew up using Twitter before like the smartphones were really out there, right? So we were used to using it on the web. But now it's a different time. Everybody uses their phone. You have to have something available for the phone in an easy fashion. Otherwise, people aren't going to use it. Um, and so imagine Discord, right? Imagine if you could only use Discord by going to like discord.gg. Like you couldn't use an application. It would make it so much more of a task for you rather than an enjoyment. So with the mobile app, that's what we're going to accomplish. Ease of access, and we're going to use it as a catalyst. You can call directly from it. People will just get the notification on their phone. You can hold the spaces, our block talk with it right there, and right in your hand or on your tablet. The mobile app really is going to solve a lot of the limitation issues, but also just make it easier for people to use it. So that's the primary goal behind it. We have the Web3 gaming, we have the Web3 music guild, the developers corner. When I say all-in-one app, I truly mean an all-in-one app. A place where if you need development work for Web3, you'll be able to have all these developers already listed with all of the things that they can do. You can just be a client as if it's like Upwork or Fiverr. You're looking for a developer. It's Web3 centric, so it's going to have nothing but Web3 developers on there. Obviously, they'll have other expertises, but Web3 is the goal, right? You have to either know EVM, Hyperledger, like front end development, React, all these things that encompass the Web3 space. You got to know at least something, right? You have to add value to the Web3 sector by listing yourself. So our entire goal is we have Discord, we have Twitter, we have Steam, we have Upwork, we have all of these apps that we all use. Don't get me wrong, I love all of them. But if I could just use one app to either access them all or to access the tools that I need to do the things I need for Web3, I may use that as well. How many Web3 apps do you see out there right now? Just on like the iOS store or the Play Store? There are a couple. Don't get me wrong, there are a couple. There's a couple games too. But right now to have one it's a huge catalyst. Not only for your business, but people know how serious you are about the space and what you're doing here. So there's a lot of things that we hope to accomplish by just doing the mobile app itself.
Oh yeah, and kind of like you had mentioned music. Kind of go into like to that. So is there going to be like a way for artists to come on the platform and or anything like that? Like you can kind of go more into that. 'Cause I'm super interested in that. I'm always very for the artists actually, like getting more kind of control over their own like music and content. They do get a kind of like a bad kind of rap with some of these record companies. Can you kind of go more into that? I'm super interested into that.
Yeah, man. So you're a content creator, right? You're an artist in your own way. So you would be the right person for us to ask, like, what are the tools you would need to move your shop from YouTube to streaming on Blocked, right? So that's the kind of people that we're looking for. For the music part specifically, I'm not an artist. If I were to sing, we would both be dead in minutes. Like, it's not a beautiful thing to hear. So I wouldn't know what tools you would need to build your own music, but an artist would. So in my head, this is how it'll work. Web3 Music Guild, it invites all artists to come in. You have a soundboard. You can add your own sounds, add your own tracks. You can edit, cut, produce the music. I'm currently not sure what limitations would be in the beginning, but we'll obviously look to work around them. But you create your music, and then with one simple click, you could mint that directly onto the Polygon blockchain, or in even all other blockchains in the future. But you mint it directly. Now you can sell your music, you can license your music using it as an NFT. I think that's, once you make things like this easy, once you give the people the right tools, they will use it. That's the thing. They will use it. But you can't expect to make a tool that people are going to just criticize and that it's also going to go somewhere. That's why when it comes time to build the Web3 Music Guild, it's going to be nothing but we're looking for artists. We're looking for people that want to create their own music. We'll incentivize you to come to use it. Give us the proper feedback, so that we can create this ultimate, I guess, Web3 SoundCloud environment for users. Um, and it gets really exciting to think about creating something that you don't have a guide for, right? That's another thing that, just as a builder and founder, I cherish is a lot of the things that we build, there isn't one out there already. So we have to effectively come up with how this is going to be done. So it makes it completely our own. So I tell people we don't follow trends, we try to set them. So I think this is also going to benefit the space and artists just in general.
And with that, you also said a key point though. So um, you're planning on the future to kind of like be like, kind of like multi-chain too as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, the NFTs, effectively your account NFT is minted on Polygon. We're adding a few other chains you'll be able to mint on. Uh, Biggest problem we hear is when we're reaching out to other chains is, well, if it was on Avalanche, then I would do it, or if it was on Ethereum, then I would. And it's like, okay, well, that's a very easy fix as well. It just takes a little bit of time, but it's the same user base. So you would just mint on, let's say, the Avalanche chain, your account NFT, but you're using the same exact platform with users that are minted on Polygon, that are minted on Ethereum. So it brings the entire ecosystems together into one place. So it doesn't matter what chain you're on. But even right now, it mints on the Polygon chain, but the token gated accesses, it works for 5 different blockchains. So let's say I'm from Bored Apes. Okay. Yeah, I still have to mint the Polygon soulbound NFT to access it, but I can create a token gated Bored Apes guild and using the Ethereum based contract. We have API set so that EVM is very easy to work around, simply because your wallet address can be, if it's on EVM, you can scan it for Ethereum side, you can scan the Polygon side, you can scan the Binance side, the Phantom side, the Avalanche side. And so I can scan whichever chain I want in that wallet. That's the beauty of EVM. So it's very easy to, just scan to this network within your wallet. But when you're adding things like a Bitcoin wallet or a Solana wallet, those aren't EVM compatible. So now you have to have a system, and that's why we don't have Solana on there yet, or Bitcoin, is because it requires a whole nother system, a whole nother way the API works and operates, for it to scan that section or that wallet. But we're building towards it. So in the future, you'll be able to mint with Avalanche tokens instead of Polygon. You'll be able to mint with Phantom or Ethereum or Optimism or Arbitrum. Whatever chain that you use natively, you'll be able to mint your account using that chain.
Oh man, that's so amazing. And I love projects that are trying to solve like a problem, but also willing to go cross chain too as well. And I think those are the projects that are going to kind of win in the future. In my own opinion, like nobody come in here and come at me in the comments. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of like my opinion on that. But this Devs Corner that you speak of, like, can you kind of go more into that?
Okay, so Dev's Corner. So if you've ever used Upwork or Fiverr, you have a clear idea of what it is or you have more of an idea of what it is we're building. So how Upwork and Fiverr work currently, they're Web 2 products, they're for developers. I want to find, let's say, somebody to create a video for me, a 3D graphic video. I go to Upwork, I search up, like animators or, 3D graphics or engineers, whatever it is that I'm looking for. I filtered through 5-6 people. I talk to 3 of them, 4 of them. I find out which one charges what price, and whatever their portfolio is, so I can make a decision based on what they've done in the past, if this is the right person. Okay, I pick somebody. All right, so now you have to put the money down for the deal, whatever it is. I'm paying you $3,000 to do this video for me, this 45-second video. I want it done on this day. And these are the milestones. I need to see this in a few days, this in a few days, this in a few days, and then delivering. And for them providing that service, they charge me an extra like $50, right? So they take a little bit of fee from the client. They take like a 10 to 20% cut of whatever the whole deal was from the developer. Okay. So it's 10% minimum plus like 40, $50 from the client. And that's the process, right? That's how Upwork works. That's how Fiverr works. They deliver the product, you send the final payment, it's already in escrow, boom, everyone's happy or not happy. So we're creating an environment where it works exactly like that. A flat 7.5% fee from the developer. Doesn't matter what the price is. They do minimum 10%. They'll go all the way up to 20%. So if you're doing a small job, they're going to take 20% off of that so that they can make more of a margin. If you're doing like a very expensive job, they'll take 10%. We're doing a flat 7.5% from the developer. We're doing, and everything is in cryptocurrency, no fiat on the platform at all. And then for providing the secure service for the client, it's like 20 Matic, right? So it's like $11 for us to do all this. But the thing is, all of the milestones, all of the arrangements, all of the payment is held in a contract, in a smart contract, in an escrow. So once the developer and the client both check off that this was done, X amount gets transferred to the developer. Once they check off this was done, both of them, X amount gets transferred from the developer. So it's in a smart contract that operates the way that you wanted it to operate. And so it keeps the developer safe and it keeps the client safe. And most importantly, it keeps the money safe. So it all operates in a smart contract environment. So, developers will be able to get verified if they like on the platform. If you become a verified developer, you go through a KYC process, all the bells and whistles to make sure people, know this is somebody that we've looked into. They're going to be perfect for the job. They might have like a star or something, and they'll be on top of the list. If you don't want to get verified as a developer, everything is still good. You can still pick up jobs if people want to give them to you because we provide the smart contract environment. So nobody's going to scam from you, or get over on you. But those developers won't have like a star. They won't get an email when the bounties are posted immediately. And that's another cool part. So if you're a developer and you can't find a job, or if nobody's contacting you, every few days we aggregate Web3 bounties that are already out there. We just bring them like, hey, these are the newest bounties out. If you want to make money, this is what they're paying for this. This is what they're paying for this. And it's all in a decentralized plane. So I can look at this job and be like, okay, all right, so they need a dApp that does this. Okay, as a developer, I just develop it. I go submit it wherever they told me. And if they choose my dApp, I get paid. So it's an environment where you can have a client reach out to you. You can post your services and what you're good at, your portfolio essentially. Or if there's no one really around, you can look at all the bounties that we have available and just choose to do those. And that's how the developer's corner is going to operate.
That's great. That's great for like devs and everything like that. And also too, and I've kind of like done like the research on you guys and everything like that. I love the music part. I love what you guys are doing. But I also noticed something called Blockade. You kind of break down that for me too as well.
Yeah. So the Blockade is our Web3 gaming section. Now, I'm a huge gamer. I've already mentioned it, but I don't develop games, right? Like we're not going to develop any video games, but we love working with those that are working in Web3 gaming section. So we're going to have what we call the Blockade, which is an aggregated library of Web3 games. If you have a Web3 game that's currently live right now, you can be listed for absolutely free. It's about the awareness, right? There's so many projects out there that we've probably just never heard of, right? They don't have a marketing budget. They barely have enough money to just get the product out. They have nothing for marketing, period. So it's like, if you're working on something and you don't have the right resources, I feel you. Come and post your game in front of all of these people that are here. If your game is good, people will click it and they'll go to it and they'll check it out, And if you aren't getting clicks, you could effectively promote, your game. It could just go to the top. We can have these services to kind of bring you up even at smaller budgets. Or if you have no budget, you can just post it. So that's my idea of how the Blockade is going to operate. Some games you'll be able to play directly on the platform. We really want to get the Running Pops game on there. The Crypto Crew has a fighting game that
Yeah.
I really want to get on there. Some games that would just be native to our platform, but the majority will effectively just lead you to the project's main page, or where their game is, to get some eyes on them as well. But like I said, for the project that do have a budget, where they do want to get more exposure, they could effectively pay to be like on the front page of it, or just have some kind of banner that advertises it. Um, so we'll still generate a little bit of revenue on that side as well.
Oh, yeah, that's great, and I love the fact that you guys are like doing that. And I'm a big time gamer too, as well, and also too, with any kind of, with you guys being like a social like media hub and everything like that, are there going to be any kind of like domain names, or like dot blocked or dot so or anything like that?
Yeah, so we actually do have subdomains. So we purchased block.nft. Unstoppable, we have an affiliation with Unstoppable Domains. They've completely banned anyone from getting anything blocked in their name. It's all reserved for us. So eventually we'll have block.everything. And for our community, if you're on Blocked, you just qualify to get a free subdomain from us. So for you, it would just be jarek.block.nft if you wanted block.nft. You could have whatever you want as the name, but it's free to all of our users. And the idea of that is to create an environment where you'll easily be able to connect with one another, especially if you're on the platform, without having to know their wallet address. So, like, let's say for the block swap, for the trading, NFT trading. Right now, the system works. I connect my wallet, so it already knows my address. Then you post in the other person's wallet address. It brings up all their NFTs in that wallet. But let's say I don't know your wallet address, and on the platform, there's no way I can figure out what your wallet address is. So but I know your name. So I could put in your subdomain and find you that way. So it creates an easier environment for users to connect with one another.
Oh yeah, that's great, and um, man, you guys got so much stuff like going on too as well, and then the way you also kind of giving back to the community, like rev share, like can you kind of like clarify that, or kind of go more into like the rev share part of it?
Yeah, right now there's tiers to how the rev share works. So right now, if you hold just one blocked heads NFT, we do giveaways Monday through Friday. We work with a lot of other projects, just collaborations. So we have a crap ton of NFTs in our treasuries, like a good variety of them too. So every week, Monday through Friday, we give out NFTs. As long as you hold one, you can enter in those raffles. And that's the benefit for one. If you hold at least three, you automatically get the blocked affiliate code. So every blocked account has a referral code on your user profile. And I've mentioned it costs $4 to mint the profile. So everyone has a 10% referral code off the bat. So if I invite you to use the platform, you sign up using my code, I get 10% of that. So it's 0.4. It's not too much, but it's something for you talking about it. But if you hold at least three, that gets bumped up to 50%. So every time somebody uses your code to sign up, you get 2 directly to your wallet. So holding one is the giveaways, holding three is the kickback, holding 10 is where the revenue share actually begins. That part of the platform isn't out yet. We still have to create a staking mechanism to verify everything. But every aspect of the platform that generates revenue, portion of that goes to the people that qualify, aka hold at least 10 block heads. So whenever we hold raffles, we haven't started any raffles yet, but let's say we want to get like a Ute and we want to raffle it off like 5 or 10 per ticket, something like that, outrageous. Whenever we finish the raffle, half of everything we collected gets dispersed out to those holders. A percentage of our developers' corner, the 7.5% that we charge, a portion of that will also go to all the holders that qualify. Our Unstoppable Domains affiliation, anytime somebody uses our code to create a domain, we get 20% of what they paid. Usually it's about $100, $120. So we get 20 to 30 dollars every time somebody uses our code. 25% of all that goes directly to our holders as well that qualify. And like I said, every little aspect of the platform that we're going to add that generates revenue, a portion that will always go back to the people for the revenue share. And then the last thing is the governance. So you have to hold either 25 blocked heads to get a vote of governance, or at least one of our one-for-ones. We have 15 one-of-ones that are out there. We hold all of them simply because we want to do giveaways with them, right? So we've given out 2 so far. There's 3 of our partners that we work with that they've gotten one, so Crypto Crew has a one-for-one, or Matic Man specifically. So he gets a vote of governance on what the things that we're going to do on the platform. The Rival Bears have one. D-Nuts, that community, they have one as well. And then we have a bunch of one-for-ones from things that we love. There's like a Mario one, there's a Luigi one, there's a Jon Snow one, there's a Khaleesi one. If you like The Office, we have regional manager, assistant regional manager. We have like a flaming one. We have like an aqua one. I have a personal one. It's a king. And then Deal, my right hand. He has literally like Hand of the King. He has like the little Game of Thrones Hand of the King like pin on his thing. Super exciting, man. We're nerds. We're gamers. We love to add the things that we love directly into the project. So if you hold one of the one-for-ones, it's a big responsibility, right? Like when the platform has thousands, if not millions of users, one of these days, it's going to be a huge responsibility for us to hold a vote and be like, we need you guys to vote on this. It's very serious. It's the direction of the platform, or it's a content moderation thing, whatever it is, it's a huge responsibility. So you do have to hold at least 25 or a one-for-one to be able to vote on the platform.
Oh no! See, I like that. It has like the government aspect to it as well. I like the fact that the community kind of like gets a kind of like say and everything like that. But also, something I want to kind of go back and kind of hit is like blocked heads. Like, what was the kind of inspiration behind like blocked heads? Like the whole like artwork itself.
Man, listen. So this goes back to April 20th. So 420, we launched a platform, MVP stage. And it was so hard to just build a community, right? Like, who's going to listen to us? Who cares? Like, we don't have people that trust us already. None of that stuff. So we had to figure out a way to create a community and build our own culture, our own people. And NFTs was the way to do that. And I'm a person that, if this is a good idea and this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to start that right now. I'm not going to wait till the time is right, because that time never comes and you're just going to regret all the time you wasted. So we hopped directly into it. We were like, how are we going to find an artist? And Deal's girlfriend, she just does sketches. And, we were like, we should do a play on our name, blocked, something where, their heads are square, they're blocked heads. That's where the name came from. And just from the name, she drew something up. She just drew up a sketch and sent it to me. And I was like, listen, this is it. This is the one, simply because it's not something that's crazy fancy. It's not like the best art in the world, because truth be told, everyone that is on social media, they're not the best, whatever, right? They're normal people for the most part. And that's the feel that we wanted people to get. Like, hey, I'm just a normal person that loves Web3, and I could be anybody, any one of these blocked heads. We did get a lot of feedback on the art. So we are doing an art upgrade for that, working with a lot of different artists now. But that was the general concept of it. We're very utility based. People should know that, just because of all the things that we're working on. But just being in the space for the last 4 months and having our mint, it's almost day 50 right now since our mint went live. And we're just at 12%. And if the feedback is specifically for the art, that's something easy that we can change. So, that's how everything just came to be. And we pumped out all that art in like a week's time. So I hope nobody sat there and thought that we spent a year on the art and that's why or that's why they don't like it. So that's kind of the journey of how the Blockhead NFT came to be. And just being based, like, I had to have a use for them, like, if you're coming for the art, then you're not going to be coming. But if it has something tied in with the platform, that should incentivize users to support the team at the end of the day, because that's what you're doing, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was like. I minted a couple. Not like I wanted to support the project, and I believed in what you guys are doing. You guys like have me on your spaces, and it was great. Like I said, I'll continue to guys like help you all out any way I can. So, what's the mint price right now?
Mint price is 30 Matic right now, which, man, it's pretty
Cheap.
tough in this space. It's we've been doing a little bit of talking just on the dev side. There might be a little price shrink coming soon. So it might go down to 20, 25, something like that. We can't cut it too much. We have a whole platform, to support. And up until today, still, like, we built everything for free. Everything is out of pocket. And so a way to bring utility, a way to bring governance to the platform, but it also really does support us continuing to build and continue to build as fast as we have. That's really the key. There's no time that we're just like not doing something, even if there's no money, we're still sitting there working. And that's been the story for 8 months already. So we're going to keep going. Doesn't matter if the mint takes a year. I hope it doesn't, but we're going to keep trying.
Keep grinding. No, yeah. I like projects that keep like that are grinding during this bear market. It's going to be, kind of a tough market, and hey, we're all going to kind of get through it together. But what do you guys hope to accomplish by the end of this year? Where do you guys hope to be?
Man, if you would have asked me that like 2 months ago, I would have been like, we're going to hit 1 million users on the platform and all this crazy shit. But, just speaking very realistically and having more of a game plan now than we've ever had, we've been onboarding communities left and right now. And we've come to the realization that people are just inherently lazy, right? Like, if you don't hand something to someone, it's so hard just to get them to come try it, even if it's free. So we've taken that upon ourselves to communities that want to be involved. We're just going to airdrop all the accounts to their holders. You don't have to go mint it. You don't need to have Matic in your wallet, nothing. We'll airdrop it as long as you guys want to experience the Web3 social environment and provide feedback. We'll give it to you guys. So we went from having 450 users last week. So today's September 9th. September 1st, we had 450 users. And now it's September 9th, and we have 1,340 users. So the platform has grown, and staying on this trajectory, we're going to reach 15,000 users by the end of this month, and hopefully over 50,000 by the end of the year. But just organically, like there's so many things that we hate about bots. So many. Besides them stealing $1 billion worth of fraud and from fake accounts every year, besides that, it really just... I'll tell you a story. So I've used Twitter promotion, Twitter advertising for the greater part of last year. And I would spend, let's say, $200 to promote a tweet, okay? I would get 100,000 impressions on it. And I would be like, man, this is crazy. Like, it's about to pop off. But out of that 100,000, maybe 50 to 100 of those people even knew what I was talking about and were actual people, right? So it gives you this illusion that you've just progressed so much. So many more eyes have seen it, but it's all bullshit at the end of the day. They're all bots. So creating this environment, it means a lot more to us to get rid of these bots so that if you were to advertise or promote, spend your hard-earned money, you don't have to worry or think about, were these bots or do people just not care? Because you will sit there and question your product. Like, I had all these people see it, and I didn't even have 2 sales or whatever. So you start to question the things that you shouldn't. So we hope that, when we release promotions and advertising on the platform, that it's going to have a real effect on people and their hard-earned money. So there's a lot of things that I really hope to accomplish just by the end of the year, and the mobile app is one of them, man. That's going to be huge. We're going to hold a huge event. We're going to have our first block talk. We're going to have the the founders and leaders of all these projects, or have a few $1,000s worth of giveaways for everybody. It's going to be a huge event.
Yeah, man. That's great. And I kind of like, I'll stop by too as well. You know what I mean? I'm gonna invite myself. Like,
Come
kidding.
on through.
I'm definitely gonna come on through, man. But I appreciate you coming on my show. Is there anything else you want to say, or any kind of community members you want to shout out, or anybody you want to shout out?
Man, Deal, you are the man, brother. He's my right hand man. He's just in the trenches with me every day, so I appreciate you. There's community members out there, I'm sure Rad Dad, he's everywhere. He's doing whatever he can, you're out there, you come into our Discord every day, you say hello, or good morning. So I appreciate that, man. There's so many names I could name, but if I'm up here, Blockheads, I appreciate you guys, all of you guys that participate every day. Manny, Wreck Dogs, I got you.
Love that guy.
Great guy. And that's it, man. I'll see you guys in the space. I'm always there. So we're going to make something happen, man.
Yeah, I'll stop by in your space too as well. I mean, there's so many, but I want to start getting my my feet on the ground with X and starting to create some more content there. So you'll definitely see me more on there too as well. And definitely, man, like I said, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for giving my channel a chance, man. And thank you for coming on.
Yes. Thank you, Jarek or Jarek, whichever one it is. We got to make sure we rhyme our names. So if it's Jarek, it's Narek. That's just
Jarek and Narek.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Like I said, man, you guys, if you like content like this, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on X. Follow Block Social on X too as well. Get in their Discord, Mint1 too. Guys, I have I have a monotone voice, guys. So give me a break. You know what I mean? I definitely do have energy, but man, it's my monotone voice. So cut me a break, guys. Dang it. But I will see you guys around on the blockchain. Take care.